And they took Davy out the truck and at home in his office in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire, where it is not bad at the moment. Pretty clear, sunny. That's why one side of my face is so well lit up, sorry, that side. And 16 degrees, not bad at all. That's the weather for Salisbury, North Lanarkshire. You want to know what the weather's like where you are? Look out your own bloody window. So what brings Davy to your screens today? Well, interesting, fascinating news hits the newsstands today. They've had 5 weeks to get organised, and yet for some reason postal votes are not arriving. They're just not arriving, but the question is who they know arriving to. It's even got to the point where in Edinburgh, they're opening up the town hall for people who haven't got their postal vote but who are going away next week to be able to get into the town hall and vote. Now, what's interesting about this is the Labour Party runs most of these councils, and the Labour Party's got a vast storage of information on voters built up over many, many years. So the postal votes that are making it out, who are they making it out to? And how do we get that information? Because this election could be getting rigged right in front of our eyes. It could very well be getting rigged right in front of our eyes. Now, I spoke to the postman today, and he told me that he's only delivered a couple of hundred postal votes in our population of 3,000, of which about 1,000 of them are elderly and can't make it to the polling station, who normally get postal votes. How did these 200 get them? And the other 800 didn't? How did these select 200 people? Or was it just the first 200 people on the register for postal votes? They got them. You see, remember, whoever runs that council in my area has got access to the electoral register. They also have a vast register of voters, and they know what direction they vote in. That's the whole point of canvassing. So if North Lanarkshire Council, who is running this local election, wanted to rig this election, then you send out postal votes to those who you know are going to vote in the direction you want them to vote, and then you create problems for anybody else for getting one. Now, I'm not saying that's what's happening, but it could be, because they've had 5 weeks to get to this point, and now we're being told by the BBC that right across Scotland, people are not getting their postal votes, and that their voting packages haven't dropped. There's problems with printers and things like that, things that we never had before. I mean, if we look at the 2019 snap election, 6-week campaign, everybody got their vote. No problem. What's the difference? The difference is now the Electoral Commission is in the hands of the government. The Tories took it into government, and we know that anything in government, when we look at what's happening in wider fields across the UK, for health, education, water, new elections, it's all went to fucking shite. So people are not getting their postal vote. And those who haven't got them by now, which is that they should have had them on the 26th. They haven't got them by now. They're being told, well, if you're not going on holiday next week, don't panic, you're going to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What? I think this election could be getting rigged right in front of our faces. I really do. I really feel that this election could be getting rigged right in front of our faces. And just because I understand how the system works, when this news hit the stands today, I was fascinated, absolutely fascinated when this news hit the stands today. 6 days out for the election. As I say, after hearing the news this morning, I spoke to my postie. Now, we've got 3,500 residents here in this village. About 1,000 of them are old people, pensioner age. A third of the population. That's about right across this board. And most of them get a postal vote. But he's telling me he's only delivered 200. Well, see, who selected these 200 people? See, if you understand how things work, the council compile the electoral register, and the party who's running that council, the Labour Party, have spent years building out a vast machine which ticks the boxes of who in your constituency votes for thee. And that's a worry. Because today, 2 days after Sarah she'd had her postal vote, she hadn't had her postal vote in. And then I put the radio on this morning to find out that there's problems getting postal votes out. Right across Scotland. The majority of councils in Scotland are unbelievable. Or a Labour-Tory coalition. I am not happy, folks. And I want to ask the question so that we've all got in our heads. I want to ask the question, is this election being rigged in front of our very eyes? That is the question I want to ask, and I want you all to think about. Because it would not be difficult to rig this election. If you don't have proper identification, then you're having to get a postal vote. And for the first time ever, there's a problem getting a postal vote. So the question that's going to be asked is this election being rigged in front of our eyes? Is the BBC complicit? Is the state manipulating votes in Scotland to get the outcome they want? I couldn't believe that news this morning, folks. I just couldn't believe it. I really can't. We all know that the mainstream media has been trying to bring about an outcome here in Scotland. We all know the establishment has been trying to bring about an outcome here in Scotland. And all of a sudden, there's a problem with people being able to vote here in Scotland. The question is, what people? Because anybody that knows anything about the Labour machine. In fact, if you pop on to Novara Media and you watch the way Garoon Islington North, Jeremy Corbyn's constituency, he knows what I know. That down through the years, the Labour Party have built up a bloody great big machine that knows how everybody votes in everybody constituency. So, the people that are getting their postal votes, I wonder who they vote for. The people that are not getting their postal votes, I wonder who they vote for. There's got to be a steward's inquiry. And if there's a low turnout in this election, we should be demanding a rerun. Because there's something no right here. I'm 56-year-old and I have voted in many elections. And there's never been a problem getting a vote. All of a sudden we've got ID to vote. Or postal vote. And they control the electoral register. And the party in power has access, and your local authority has access to that information. And all of a sudden we've got a problem with postal votes. We've got politicians blaming Royal Mail and Royal Mail saying, no, we're doing our best. We're getting them out there. Aye, they're getting out there the ones that they want to get out there, is what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Specifically because I haven't heard any of these problems in England or Wales, because I've been looking. I've been looking. And then we hear one of the returning officers here saying, oh, these things happen. Or the returning officers speak to each other. And I thought, do they? Isn't that interesting? All the councils are having the same problem. And all the councils returning officers have been speaking to each other. And this is all being played out on the BBC. On my radio. I'm like, what? Oh, aye. The problems are happening right across the council areas in Scotland. And all these returning officers are talking to each other. And the state has been trying to engineer an outcome here in Scotland. And all of a sudden, Scotland's got a problem getting votes out to people, or people getting to vote or the right type of people getting to vote, depending on your point of view. Sorry, folks, there's something no right here. There's something very no right here. And questions need to be asked. And if everybody who has asked for a postal vote or a proxy certificate to give to a family member to vote for them, haven't they got them and can't they vote? I demand a rerun of the vote here in Scotland. I hope our politicians are paying attention, and I hope they're putting their foot on the necks of councils right now. And I think it's maybe time to phone the cops, because something's not right. They're blaming printers, they're blaming any fucker. I've never known there'd ever be a problem, even with a snap election. Ever. And there's been a few. It's true, Tina, if it's being rigged. But that's only if it's being rigged if nobody's asking the question. The question I'm asking is, why is it the first time I've been able to vote since I was 18. I'm 56. And God knows how many elections and referenda there's been in that period. European elections, council elections, oh what. I've never heard of there being a problem. Ever. And of course, as I said, we had a snap general election. We've had two. This is the third one, actually. So, something not right here, folks. I got up this morning. Sarah's worried about where her vote is, and the tranny's telling us there's a problem getting them out. And people are starting to notice there's a problem. So they're making up excuses. I think they're at it. As I say, very first thing I did, went, okay, how do you verify whether any of these postal votes are getting out at all? Well, I went to speak to him. I spoke to my postman. I asked him. And he tell me he hasn't put out as many as he usually does. There you go. Anyway, folks, that's why I thought I'd come onto your screens today. There's something smells bad here. Something smells really bad here. Not sure what to do about it, but I can see it. I can see the immense possibility of this election being rigged. I can even see how they could rig it. As I say, your local court council, your local authority, they compile the register. The party in power has access to that information. The party in power in this particular instance is Labour, one of the big two, and they have a huge machine which knows which way everybody in the constituencies vote. This is a big worry, folks. Share this around, because there's something not right here. It stinks. Oh, and it was a wee side bit of information. On Monday we'll be telling you about two charities we'll put your money out to, folks, okay? So tune in on Monday, and I'll keep asking questions over the weekend. Run about for my friends and neighbours, and see which ones I know vote each way have got a vote and haven't. Because I know the people in my community. It's a small community. So I'm going to speak to the pensioners in my community, the ones I know that vote one way and the ones that I know that vote another, and find out who got the postal vote and who didn't. That's my task for the weekend, folks. Catch you all later. Something smells bad here. Share this around. Thank you. Bye now.